Ah, welcome. Here we are once again, listening to the Melancholic Melody. The continent of Derna, like many lands in this world, sits isolated and largely independent. Stories are often told of other continents, but these are mostly caricatured works of fiction. The truth? Well, even I can't say for certain, but I do know a couple of things. I know of a war to the north between elves and dwarves. However, in Derna, there are no signs of outward conflict concerning the elder races, but things are so seldom straightforward. Ah, one moment. Derna's culture is one defined by an innate distrust of that which is different or unfamiliar. Hardly surprising, given the seemingly endless disputes Derna endures at the expense of the houses. The houses were once united under the rule of the continent's eponymous leader, but soon grew discontent with their lot, and forced King Derna to cede power once they elected their own leaders 6 generations ago. However, despite these tumultuous circumstances, the elder races often afforded the roles of council advisors, record keepers, and treasurers, to name just a few. Some even serve in the military, but very few venture outside of these positions. But enough history. What of this story? 4 adventurers were summoned to the city of Figra by Lord Parian Gohill and met with King Graphia, who ordered our heroes to journey to the woods north of Crumpton to inspect a cave system that have become a home to a myriad of terrible and vicious beasts, most of whom are not even indigenous to these lands. The creatures have already claimed 70 lives, with about a third of the casualties being other adventurers. The most intriguing part of the Lord's letter, however, was the mention of a sound he hears in the dead of night, a soft, delicate melody that portends tragedy, a prophetic omen of calamity, a childhood memory perverted by encroaching insanity. After thwarting an attempt on King Graphia's life, our heroes set out to start their mission in earnest. Such a motley crew. I wonder if they'll succeed. And so join us as our heroes seek the source of the melody. Okay, hello everyone, and welcome back to Melancholic Melody. So, here with DM Doomy, Pema, and Elf. So, without further ado, take it away, DM Doomy.
So not used to be jumping straight back in.
Really?
Yeah. It's still kind of thinking, okay, what's going to happen now? Oh, wait. It's gone so unused to DMing.
It's just kind of like, okay, so this is the power I take over. She's like, oh, great, I can just spend the next few minutes just having a bit of a gas of grumsh. But no, you actually, like, I've taken my hands off the wheel, so you need to grip that with both of your hands now. Otherwise, we're going to just go careening off a cliff.
How'd you finish like that? Okay.
I don't know.
Okay then.
I word things in the best way, you know this well.
So when we left off last session, you guys were making your way through the town towards the stables to procure a ride. Lucinda, in the letter, there were a series of instructions and a location on a small map to direct you towards where you need to go for the mission. The 4 of you generally walking down. Is there anything you want to do, etc., whilst you are still in the capital? Despite the commotion that went on, there seems to generally be quite calm in their keep still for some reason. It's as if this isn't exactly an unexpected occurrence.
Yeah,
Walking through the halls.
I think that was sort of implied by the king's assistant, that it's just, at least it wasn't poison this time, but it's this, at least that communicated to me that it's a somewhat frequent occurrence.
Mm-hmm.
Gordak would probably just be going towards his objective. He doesn't see any reason to deviate at this point unless someone gives him a reason to do so.
And the other two, anything in general you guys want to do before leaving?
Either of
Nothing
you
I
can
can-
think of anything we might want to take? Going underground?
You did. I'm assuming you read the letter out to us, and we know what's going
Yes.
on.
Emma read
That
the letter.
was...
Okay. Can I go shop for a few things?
That's
Yes,
exactly what I was trying to ask for. Like,
I don't know if you want
in
to.
a character, sorry.
If I
Uh,
just add it to my inventory, remove the cost kind of thing, or if you want to really go for it, role play it out. and that.
Fernby will kind of pick up on the fact that you want to go elsewhere. I'll go ahead and procure a ride. I'll meet you in, say, an hour. Yes, by the North Stables.
The North
You will know
Stables.
where this is.
Okay.
Okay.
With that, Fernie will go away. So, what is it you would like to look for?
I'm
Given you
looking
are in the
for.
capital, it is quite a large depth of things that you can generally purchase here.
Knowing that, reading the part where it says something about caves and that they've been blocked in, I want to go shopping for like a pickaxe, a shovel, kind of stuff.
Okay. I say you're familiar enough with the city that you'll know the general district to head into. You'll be heading towards the blacksmith or smith's district. Once you get there are all different manning of sellers. A lot of places have forges fired up. They're working away, hammering away at various tools. You catch the eye of a smith who's currently not working. He has a large shop full of all kinds of different equipment. It seems to mostly be tool-based. As you approach him, he stands up from where he was sitting and gives you a nod. Hiya. How can I help you?
I'm interested in looking at your fine wares. You got
What you
anything
after?
for? I'm looking at going underground.
Underground, you see? So you're going to go dig a hole?
Yes, I've got a little bit of dwarven blood.
All right.
That's absolute bullshit.
We've got plenty of shovels. I have some hoes, but they might not be too useful for digging. There's some sharp sticks. Got pickaxes. We've got rope. We've got things you hit into walls. Got mini pickaxes. What do you want?
What kind of rope do you have? What kind of ropes do you carry?
It's
Just
hemp rope.
hempen or some... anything stronger?
No, sorry, no. Just a standard where everyone else tends to buy in.
I'm gonna take a pick and a shovel.
Okie dokie. That'll be gold a piece. No, silver a piece. Sorry.
All right, I'll hand that over.
He'll take the silvers off you. You how much rope would you like? Looking towards.
Well, the standard is 50 feet, but do you have something that's longer? Like a 100 piece?
I don't carry any higher than 50 per, but I could give you two.
Incidentally, as you guys are talking, Gordak will interject and say, "Statement. If you require more rope, I have some in my provisions."
Hey, don't go taking away customers now. You freaky thing.
I would be
I'm
happy
looking.
to provide it.
He throws his hands up in exasperation. Taking my customers, taking my job.
Well, thank you, big guy. But do you have a length that is more than 50 feet?
Statement. Unfortunately, I do not.
See, I'm thinking what we might find we want. Something that's longer in a single piece. Now tying two together, I know it's an option, but Hmm. Knots are so much easier to break. I guess I'll have to see elsewhere.
Looking
Take my
over
word.
to the blacksmith, Gordak's just going to tilt his head and just say, "You seem exasperated."
Would you like to buy some rope? Can't get rid of the stuff, but would you like to buy it?
Statement. No. Why would you believe that I need rope? I just mentioned that I had it.
His left eye twitches. And he huffs and turns it away from you. And
He's just kind of staring at him. He isn't trying to be more helpful.
Okay, can I also look for like a hammer and pitons?
yeah, I'd say they're there.
You
The
might not be so
blacksmith
honest
will.
somehow.
The smith catches you looking at them. Silver for a set. It says to be a single hammer, 5 pitons.
Statement. I should also probably mention that I
He
also
slowly
have
turns his head towards you.
I have 10 pitons and a hammer you may use.
Ah, don't listen to him. He's defective.
I'll give you 7 pitons if you'll buy them.
Statement. Question. Am I defective? Running diagnostic. And his head lowers.
I'll stare back at him, mouth agape for a second. Yeah, I'll take a hammer and some pitons.
You'll happily hand them over.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you need, or will that do you and your freaky friend?
That's all I'm in the market for.
Okay.
Since
Well, pleasure doing business. But please don't bring him back next time.
we'll see what we can do.
Godak raises his head and just says, Statement. Diagnostic complete. No errors found.
Well, thank God for that. Let's get a move on. How
Understood.
much silver did you say that was, Doom, for the hammer and stuff? Just one?
3. So,
3?
3 in total that you've lost. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Excellent.
Okie dokie. And
If
anything
we
else
are-
you guys wish to do?
Yes, I'm interested in a weapon already, or rather ammunitions place. I'd like to see
Okey-dokey.
if there's some crossbow bolts that are non-standard, like have some effects.
Given your audience Smith and Districts, I'd say you're familiar enough that you're going to know where you can generally buy arrows, bolts, etc. from. It's another place nearby. When you approach, there's a female blacksmith. She's a half-orc. She will look up at you as you all approach. Right. What can I do you for?
Well, hello, handsome. I'm looking for something a little touch out of the ordinary today. Say, I have this nice crossbow here, but just the standard bolts. Do you have something that's a little more spicy?
Spicy, you say? I'm trying to figure out what these things are called. Let's give them a custom name for now. Well, I carry regular bolts and a little spicier than knockout bolts.
Well, it does sound funny. How much are they?
Can't find what they actually called, so I'm going to do custom.
Is it
Ah,
the
these.
walloping crossbow bolt
That's the one, yes.
that knocks them prone? Yeah. Sorry, I had to look myself.
It took me too long to find a price, so I can do them for 5 silver apiece. If that does your fancy.
Now, 4 silver would really meet my fancy.
Roll your persuasion. I'll tell you what. You buy them in sets of 3, you can get them for 12.
That does sound agreeable. So I would like to take 2 sets.
She fishes around behind one of her counters and offers you the bolts and takes the gold struck silver.
So 6 for 24 gold.
Yes. 24 silver.
Silver, yeah.
You would have got over 24
God, wait.
gold. Suddenly.
24 silver. We were talking all silver pieces and somehow I was in gold, yeah.
Okay. And everyone good there?
I'm sort of muttering to myself, looking through my bag, like, pickaxe, yeah, that'd be good for clearing some stuff. Yeah. Oh, we need to clear big rocks. Need something more powerful. Hey, big man. Any alchemists around here?
The female orc will raise an eyebrow and look at
I
you.
was talking to Godak, sorry. I sort of off on the side, rummaging through my pack.
Actually, Godak doesn't reply when you say that.
I'm not talking for a change.
What did you call me?
I was talking to the thing over here. Where can I find an alchemist?
Yeah, Godak actually responds this time. Statement. Suggestion. It may be easier if you called me by my name, Godak, to avoid potential confusion and awkward social interactions. As for your query regarding the blacksmith, I believe there may be one in the south of town. However, I tend to keep watch over the north. Therefore, my knowledge of the other areas of the city of Figra are limited.
You can really throw your voice well. Talking to the half-orc, laughing to myself, and I'll walk off.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I want to go find an alchemist, please. Well, I'm assuming it'd be an alchemist that would sell this. I want blasting powder.
I would say you're able to find an apothecary.
Apothecary, sorry, that's the word, yeah.
They will indeed sell that type of substance.
Excellent.
Second, just pull out prices.
It's a shame D&D Beyond doesn't just list the price for the item. That'd be really nice, wouldn't it?
Oh, it would be, yes. Okie doke, found something that'll do. You got a little kenku sat behind a counter. As you enter in, evening, fucker.
Would you? Did he just? Greetings, my good man. Bird man. What? I'm in the market for some some powder. Make things go boom.
It starts rooting around behind the counters and pulls up several different types of powders. It points to a red one. Boom. Pretty. Points to another one. Boom, boom. And then points to a blue one. Boom. Pretty. Boom, 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 boom.
I'm pretty enough, thank you. I'll take the big boom.
Big boom. Tilts his head to the side for a second and thinks. It holds up a little chalkboard and writes £2, 35 gold piece.
All right, sure. Do I carry a tinderbox? I think I do. Yes, I do.
It slowly it starts to weigh out exactly £2 using just a simple skill, and then pushes it over, takes your gold off you.
Excellent.
Bye, fucker.
You take it easy, man. I'll look back at the other two and like, oh, in case we need to get rid of something big, you need to get creative.
Yeah, you take it easy, man.
Fucking Kanken. Right, you said that £2, right?
Yes.
It's like, is one powder a pound? Doesn't list weight. I don't know what to list it as.
This is generally the way that I've seen it for working out the price. So
Okay, I'll just add like 2 then.
just put in notes or something. Edit it if you can.
Okay.
I'll put it in your general notes for player notes.
Okie dokie. Other than that, I think I'm out on stuff I want.
Okay. Anybody else?
Nothing for Godak right now.
If we can buy weaponsmiths, I'd like to have a look, but not necessary.
That would have been in the
Like-
smithing district, so the opportunity would have been and gone unless you go back.
No. Do we carry enough food?
You'll probably assume that Fernie will be gathering food and basic provisions.
Asking the others.
If you put in like basic equipment, you should have 10 days worth of rations.
Godak.
No, sorry, I was asking you guys in character.
Oh, sorry.
So, Godak will just say, statement.
Do you even need to eat?
That is what I was about to explain.
Be a
Though
little slow about it.
though I was given provisions, I do not require sustenance or water. On an incidental note, I also don't require sleep. This would therefore make me an ideal sentry.
Do you require some
Brilliant.
other form of maintenance? Something we might not be thinking about.
Godak kind of just pauses for a
Like
moment.
Oil?
Yeah, doesn't really think about it, and he just says, in the few months since I started functioning, I have never required any of these things. Whether once out in the field of combat this changes remains to be seen.
After saying that, you have a brief little flash of memory. You remember enjoying feeling the rain against you. That feels refreshing.
Godak will just say out loud, statement. I like the rain.
What
You like getting caught in the
exactly
rain?
are you made of, dear? I know you're shiny, and there's some metal in there, but what metal exactly?
Statement. Upon my construction, the composition of my body was not well explained. Likely a composite between copper, iron, and other materials. However, the ones who created me did not deign to explain specifics of my form.
Out of character, is he going to rust?
I don't believe so.
You
Can I, while he's talking, can I just like lean into him and just sort of knock and listen?
roll perception.
Perhaps rude of me.
You know what, Doom? Can I like turn my head 180 degrees, like as a
Yeah,
robot?
sure. Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah, yeah. He's going to do that, and he's just going to go. Statement. If you've acquired my attention, you can do so verbally. There is no need to knock on my form.
Oh no, you had a bug on you. I got rid of it. It's fine. All right, what were we talking about? Food. I've got some on me. Should be enough for the trip. How long would it take us to get there? That was sort of an incorrect question, but also for you, dude.
Listen, it would take around 8 days travel. Do you pass that on?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Gathering from these notes, if we can get the horses, probably around 8 days. We'll see. Depends how little our force friends, how agile he is. Why is he in the group again?
The little man.
Yes,
Well,
yes. The
could come in,
halfling.
it could come in handy. You never know.
Handy.
Statement. Doubtful. His skill set was not evident back at the keep. I remain unconvinced of his usefulness.
I'll tell you what. You keep one of those eyes on him. Not literally. Keep it. In your head.
He moves his hand up to his eye socket.
Figure of speech, man.
Okay, so what do you guys do next?
I think I'm good on stuff I want.
I believe we're ready to move to the North Stables.
Yeah, I'm happy to do that.
Okay. You guys make your way through the city generally. It's an average day. It's quite busy. There's people going everywhere. Lots of people doing lots of different jobs. People's trying to sell all kinds of different wares that you pass, from street vendors to shops, bars, etc. You eventually make your way to the stables. You see people coming and going. And near the main city's entrance, you see Fernie sat at the top of a horse-drawn carriage. It's nothing fancy, but it's got a roof over it. He's holding the reins and he's eating an apple.
On the way around, did I pass any like beggars? Anyone?
Yes, you will listen.
Yeah.
Quite a handful.
I want to stop off at a food stall and pick up something and hand something off to a beggar.
I say you were able to find something that was selling some kind of cheap meat.
That's fine.
You don't know what. Unless you want to roll for it.
Oh no, I don't. We'll leave that a mystery.
Mystery meat.
Yeah, I'll hand it off to. I'll hand something off to a person begging. As long I'll hide a silver piece underneath the meat.
We hand off the cooked meat to, I'm going to say it's quite an old man. He's lost most of his teeth, got one bad eye. Looks up at you. Hello, Beslu.
What?
Hello, bless you.
Oh, bless you, brother. Hope you find better times soon. I'll hand it off to him and offer him a quick prayer, and then I'll go.
He'll bow his head, and he'll start to munch on the meat and then notice the coin. Ah, thank you.
Can I take a okay? Can I take a quick peek around? Is anyone eyeing that? He wasn't very. I was trying to be subtle.
Yeah, a bunch of other people have noticed, including some other beggars nearby.
I'll give a quick like fucking watching you. Don't steal that.
I'd say only half of them even looked at you.
I was interested to see if any thieves were looking at him.
I thought, honestly, Doom, I thought you were going to say that he chomps down the meat, doesn't see the coin, he breaks his one remaining tooth.
I was thinking about it.
No, I try to do good. I'm happy to move on.
Okie dokie.
Guess I'll take some silver out.
Yeah, take one out.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys have generally made your way, I'm assuming, straight towards the horse-drawn cart.
Mm-hmm.
Fernie will perk up seeing you approach. Hi, I was able to get this. It should be quite. It should serve as well on the little travels. Do one of you want to hold the reins? Bit short. Can't really sit properly. It's not really made for me, this cart. They wouldn't give me one with with a halfling seat.
How are you at handling such an animal? Turning to the group at large.
Statement. I barely understand humans. I understand animals less.
Well, I understand some type of animals.
That's good enough for me. I'll take up the reins.
Okay, then. So, you guys set out on your little quest, following directions from the minimap. I'll just skip over the travel time. So, is there anything in the 8-day span that any of you guys would have wanted to have done?
For God, nothing in particular. I think he just wants to get to the place.
I would like to move my crossbow bolts around a little bit. I'd like to have 3 of the newly acquired one in my case.
Mhm.
And move 3 of the ones I have in there, regular ones, into my
Yeah,
bag.
no worries.
Just like, yeah. So I have 17 normal and 3 special ones.
Actually, something Gordak will do is at some point during the journey, if you guys want, he'll give you like he's got 10 rations, he'll give you 5 each. Just considering he doesn't need them if you guys want that.
Fernie will watch you doing this, but he won't comment on anything.
I mean, he'd offer it probably to Fernie as well. Just like he's kind of generally offering to the party. So, does
I'll
Fernie and the
take it.
others take some?
Yeah, I'll take some.
I would.
Oh, bless you.
Fernie would.
Though, I'm guessing we're using those up
Um,
already in the travels, or not?
I mean, over 8 days,
you-
I'd imagine you'd be using a couple.
Yeah, you would still need to eat once per day. If you simply use your rations, then you have to deduct rations.
Could we just hunt along the way?
Yes, I'll say take 2 opportunities to hunt, see how well you gather. For that, roll survival. Oh. That's good. Okie dokie. So on the 3rd day, you stop. You hunt a little bit during the night. You set up a few traps. You manage to catch a couple of rabbits, and you actually manage to find quite a few mushrooms. After sorting through them, you manage to figure out which ones are actually edible. I'd say you've got probably about 8 days worth of rations from that particular day. After cooking and drying
Total.
that. Total, yes.
So I'll say as well that
No.
Gordak will give Fernie, Lucinda, and Dara 3 rations each on top of that.
Okay.
Just to kind of spread it out. He's kept the last one, so basically anyone who wants the last one, he'll just give it as and when.
On the 6th day, you stop again. I'd say you managed to capture just a single rabbit for that day, and that will give you 3 rations. After eating prod,
I
etc.
believe that's a total of
Sweet.
11 rations.
See?
So splitting that up among the 3 of us that eat.
Okie dokie. Now,
I come
What
to
you
half, like 4 and 4, right?
4, 4, 4, 4, 3.
Yeah, 4, 4, 3. So using 4 rations and 4 meals we found.
Mhm.
For me.
After
For
leaving the
Bernie,
city,
I don't know, and Elf, you have to. Sorry.
in general, after leaving the city, it slowly gave way more and more to countryside. You'd see larger towns in the near area, but they would quickly drop off to lots of farmland. And you'd see the occasional village popping up here and there, but you'd normally pass them without much of a glance. The roads will slowly start to get less and less maintained as you go along, and travel will start to become slower. But you still manage to make it to Crumpton in the 8-day span. The roads in Crumpton seem particularly unkept. Seems as though they're not really travelled all that frequently. You guys are making your way down one of these roads, and after you top the crest of a hill, you see a town, well, a small village laying out before you. It seems to be quite quiet. You don't see many people out on the streets, just one or two here or there. You start your approach. As you start to get closer to the town, one person will stop and wave you down at what seems to be a crude entrance with a single guard post. Okay, up, walk. What are you doing here? It's quite an old human.
We were sent from the capital.
Oh, are you entertainment?
Well, we can be entertaining. Then again, I'm not sure about those two. I can be entertaining, if you wish.
Well,
But
I should be your acquaintance.
Lord Gunhill asked us to have a look at some troubles up here.
Oh, yes, we had many troubles up here. I was a tried guard from 5 years ago, but times must, call you back in. Lord Gunhill is not going to be in town. He is going to be a little bit to the north. If you head into town, take the east road out, and then you, on the second main road right, you'll start heading north. And that should lead up towards the little encampment they are set up.
So, being a guard for so long, any interesting stories you got to tell?
Oh, yes. Oh, you should see the one. Yeah. About 15 years ago, we had this weird sickness. Everyone would dance, but they couldn't stop. So one day, Lord Gunhill comes out of his manor, and he starts to get the sickness as well. Now, we thought we were done for. People were dying on their feet. Just collapsing, exhausted, dead. But Lord Gunhill, he wouldn't have that. He got out a stick. We don't know where he got it from. And he started to hit people while he was dancing. The hit struck them straight out. Then when they woke up, they were fine. He managed to knock himself out somehow. We don't know how he did that.
Tripped over the stick?
Possibly, yes. It's also the time when we had an invasion of pigs. They ate all our truffles.
They can be greedy bastards.
Yeah, they can be.
Mm.
But hey, they tasted nice at the end. We had pork for years.
Oh,
Anyway,
I believe that.
Off you go. I've got busy work to be doing here. He just sits down on a stool in the little guard post, just reading a small piece of paper.
Let's share a pint when we get back in town.
Sounds good to me. Good luck.
All right.
Out of character, you were describing a dancing plague, right?
Yes.
Like the real things that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
That's a real thing.
Yes, it
Oh,
is.
yeah.
It happened. Dang. You didn't mention if they played music. I forgot to ask.
You make your way through the little village. Not many people generally meet your guys' eyes. It seems to be really, really quiet. You see windows, people poking their heads in windows looking at you pass, but that's about it. Do you follow directions or do you do anything else?
It's a cheerful place here, isn't it?
Well, we haven't been here long enough, have we?
Well, hopefully we can
What-
lighten the mood.
What time of day is it?
Sorry. I'm going to say it's going to be about midday.
Midday.
Yes.
not deviating from the past, but do we see anything like a tavern or
Anything like what, sorry?
like a tavern, pub, something like
Yeah, I'd
that?
say that you saw a handful of pubs. But looks to be the centre, but it's compared to the city, it looks barren.
Any of them look open or like there's customers at all?
The doors are open on each of them. No customers outside. No seating outside.
Anything audible or
No. Actually, not roll
detectable
perception.
to my nose?
Roll perception. 18. Okay, you can't really hear anything as you're travelling through, but you do catch the scent of apple pie.
Now there lies temptation.
Oh, smells good, that. You thinking about stopping?
Thinking about getting some more information.
Tavern's best place for that.
You see?
Guess we've been travelling enough. I'll pull us into a tavern.
Hey, you guide the horses towards the tavern doors.
I meant outside. Fucking just pulling straight into the doors.
It's just Kool-Aid man through the.
Hey, come on, it's a perfect opportunity.
Yeah. God, if literally we both just took everything our party said, literally.
Yeah. Okay, I'll say you pull up outside one of the taverns. You leave Fernie with the horse and carts. That'll be too long, okay? Bit
You
cold
want
out
some
here.
pie?
Yes, I'll have 2 slices, please.
We'll see what we can do.
Thank you.
Just a quick drink.
No, I'm going to say that Gordak will probably sit in the cart as well, just staring at Fernie.
He will just be kind of trying to not look at you the entire time.
Just taking to heart the instruction to keep an eye on him from earlier.
Okay, so you
Alright.
two, in that case, enter the bar. It's quite quiet inside, quite dimly lit. You see only 3 patrons, and none of them are really sat close to one another. You see one barmaid talking to one of them on the right-hand side, and you see a barkeep behind the bar.
Are they sitting at tables or is any one of them sitting at the bar?
They'll all be sitting at different tables, none of them at the bar.
We really need to get some party in here. This is not an audience.
It's lively in here, isn't it? I'll walk up to the bar.
The barkeep will greet
Hail.
you. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Not seen you before here.
No, passing through. Just travelling.
I don't stay long now.
Something the matter?
Haven't you heard? The creatures of the night.
I've heard
Creatures of the night?
passing tales.
Well, that's what I've been called many times.
That's you'll
That
kind
is
of raise an
she.
eyebrow. Huh. Oh, you're not going to be like these creatures, I don't think. He's cleaning a mug at the moment. He rests it on the top of the bar.
You mean the fun-loving kind?
No, more the best way to put it. Pull you out of your bed in the night kind and cut off your head kind.
Well, I can see the pulling out of beds. Not of hat. No, that's not me.
Good to know. But you were quite worried there for a second, frankly.
God damn it. I'm gonna order a drink.
He'll pour you a generic ale.
That's absolutely
Okay.
fine. To your health.
I'll take L2.
Okay. Also a copper. Well, all we have now is our health for the time being, so at least until Gull Hill manages to fix this. Now here he sent a message to the king.
Oh, things that bad.
Oh yeah, definitely. You should see the state of our graveyard at the moment. We're gonna have to start putting dirt over it and putting another layer on. The rate we're going.
Hopefully the dead are staying so.
Well, last I checked, but I can't say I've been digging up anyway, so I was gonna say yes to that one.
Ah, well. It could always be worse then. How long has this been going on?
You're an
I'm
optimistic fellow.
gonna say 4 months. Yeah, about 4 months ago was the first time when a child was snatched out of the bed. Horrible,
Have you,
horrible, horrible.
have you seen any of these things?
No, but I've heard them. Make a kind of clicking sound. One of the nights, I'm gonna say 2.5 months ago, I heard a noise outside, a weird kind of high-pitched clicking. Next day when we went down, there was large claw marks, it seemed, across the back of one of our doors.
Can I possibly make any sort of check to recognize what kind of monster this would be?
Hmm.
Would I have any knowledge about that?
I was gonna ask the same question.
I'd say, Dareth, you can roll with disadvantage, but Lucinda can roll normally for intelligence.
Yeah. Big fat 9.
There's a lot of things that could be. There's a lot of things that could be.
Oh, that does sound bad. How often do they come around here?
Since Gull Hill managed to set up a little bit of a fortification after finding the little hole, not too much to be honest. Every now and then, a couple might slip through. It's been quite a bloody affair, frankly. Yeah, it's kind of scared away most of my patrons. Most of the nights, I end up having to bar the doors with the tables we used to use for outside now. It's quite a pleasant atmosphere, as you can tell. I think about moving shop, to be honest, if it keeps on for much longer.
Well, what drew us in was the smell of pie.
Ah, yes. My fabled apple pie. Surprise.
Ooh, I like surprise.
He disappears into the back for a second, then comes out holding a steaming apple pie.
While he walks off, can I just take a quick scan of the room? Just take a quick glance
Yeah, sure, roll perception. Tell me what
at
you're
the
looking
other people.
for. Okay, what are you looking for?
I just want to glance at the other people in the bar, see what their deal is, see what they're up to.
Right, the one that I mentioned previously with the barmaid over, he seems to be being quite flirtatious. But you can see his hand on her thigh, so you can assume what's going on there. One of them seems to be quite weathered, a fairly old fellow. His hands seem to have seen better days. Seems like he's worked the fields for a lot of his life. And the other one seems to be a traveller. He doesn't seem like he's settled here, more like he's just stopped for the time being.
Cool. Is the traveller? Is he kind of clothing has he got? Is it distinct in any way? Any markings?
I'll say you don't see any markings, but it seems to be alright made leathers. He does carry a short sword on his head.
Okay. I'll make nothing of any of that.
Okay. Now, can I interest you with a slice?
Well,
Always.
I'll take one. It smells mighty fine.
So he grabs a knife and he cuts out a quarter of it. Puts it onto a plate.
That's a slice? Holy fuck.
That'll be a silver per slice.
Excellent.
I think we'll take the other two as well. Something for the road.
If you want, I've got a few other pies. I just baked a batch.
Oh, I'm not sure they'll keep so nice.
These ones will keep for you.
Oh, something.
Okay, then. He offers the remainder of the pie. You pay your silvers.
Excellent.
Out of character, I'm fairly sure Lucinda has a pretty good idea what an ale would cost, but I don't.
It'd just be a copper for a standard ale. And given Derek already had you over copper, you'd assume it was the same.
Did he?
Yes.
Yeah, I
Oh.
already ordered the drink.
Yeah, you ordered the drink, but I didn't think you paid.
Oh, yeah, I did.
In that case, just putting down a gold and well, if they hold so well, maybe another one for the road.
Sure thing. He goes, grabs another one, and he brings this one wrapped in kind of what seems to be some sort of grease paper.
Now to find out if apple pie is an item.
Probably not, to be honest. Let's quickly flash over to the cart for a second. So, when he has been kind of trying not to look at Gordak the entire
Gordak has
time.
just been staring at him the entire time.
So, is something wrong, big guy?
Gordak cocks his head slightly to the right and just says, "Statement. I am merely fulfilling my previous directive of keeping an eye on you."
Okay. Do you need help with that?
He doesn't know I told you to do that, did it?
Nope. Gordak just says, "No." Just keep staring.
Uses bonus action to hide. He just turns away and
Can Gordak roll perception to see whether he can tell where he went?
He just did this.
That one.
Yeah.
That one.
Oh, hang on, I need to just go to this tab one moment. His perception isn't great, so...
Have it. Yeah. No, you just stay looking at him. He just rolled over.
Godak's just going to say, "Statement. Could you please move from behind that crate? It is obscuring my line of sight."
I'm good.
Just keep staring.
Okay, back to the bar. Do you guys do anything else in there?
I'm just gonna eat my pie. I'll order a second drink too.
Okay.
To wash it down. I don't know if Lucy wants to do anything. Sorry, Lucinda.
The pie has a nice rich taste, and it has a little bit of a kick in it, which we assume is a surprise. It seems to be just a slight bit of kind of chili.
Oof.
Really mild, but just enough to give a noticeable kick.
This pie really is something else.
Oh, it's mighty fine.
All right, glad you appreciate it.
Hats off to the chef. And well, don't have a hat, but
He'll nod his head. And Mindy, will you stop flirting with him already? The barmaid just kind of waves a hand back to the barkeep. And he just tuts.
As he said that, I'm taking a very obvious look around the place. What else is going on?
To be honest, nothing has
Yes.
really changed the entire time.
No,
That's cool.
but that was Derek looking, not
Mhm.
me.
Yeah, I was being subtle.
Who's that guy in the leather?
He says just a traveller passing through. He's heading to the southern border, I believe. He has some trade he's doing with the people down there.
A trader.
Yes, he says he trades in jewels.
Interesting choice.
Makes sense. Traveling conspicuously, but he probably couldn't have told me as much, though. I mean, if I was a worse person, could just, tell someone to go knock him out. Though he does have the king's sigil, so probably shouldn't do that.
Oh, yeah. Always so much paperwork when dealing with the guard, ain't it?
Oh, don't you know? Anything else I can help you fellows with?
I'm good.
No, you've sated my appetite and my thirst well, friend. You have a good one. Hope times get better for you.
Aye, so do I. And have a
I'm
good one
sure
as
we'll
well.
remember the pie.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. Remember to
I'll
come back on your way back through.
We'll tell all our friends,
Will
don't
do.
worry.
Sounds good.
I'll give you a good review on Yelp.
Hope you're still around. If not, I'm sure we'll find. Just for this pie.
Yeah, that. Don't really want to think about that, to be honest. Thank you, though. And with that, you just go back to organizing things.
As we walk out, I'll turn to Lucinda and go, I thought I was the optimistic one. And I'll walk out. I'll hop back in the car and hand Fernie. Is it Fernie or
Bernie.
Bernie.
okay?
So
Yeah,
he's still carrying behind the crate when they get back.
Yep.
Yeah.
hand him some pie.
He would slowly creep up and look at the pie. Oh, thank you. I think there might be something wrong with Godak. He takes a bite. Oh, there's an ash.
Nah. He did diagnostics just before we left town. I don't matter to change now.
Statement.
Well,
What do you
Confirmation.
think is wrong?
My diagnostic showed that everything was normal.
See, everything's normal. It's all in your head, lad.
He hasn't moved in the last half an hour.
Well, he ain't for fidgety. You should know that after 8 days.
Okay.
Has he just been sat in the cart staring at him the entire
Yes.
journey?
Yes.
Okay.
Bernie will climb up and sit at the front with the horse reins. Right, time to move. He kind of whips them harshly with the reins, so they start jolting forward suddenly. Godak, make a dex save.
I knew this was coming. That's fair enough. Dex save. Great.
Bernie, hand over the reins.
Oh, gee, the big giant robot doesn't have a good deck
Agency.
save? Shocker.
All right, yeah, you're fine.
Godak kind of just jostles a bit and just turns to Fernie at the front and says, Statement. May I suggest that you do not start as abruptly? Some of us may have fallen off the cart and sustained unnecessary injury.
Yes, that may have happened, but it didn't. So away we go. You guys continue to wind your way through the village, and unless you want to do anything else,
No, I'll just sit up front with him with my crossbow out.
I'm good.
Yeah, go
you
ahead.
guys
That's
follow
nice.
the directions, and you then start to head east and then to north, winding through a not too well maintained dirt road. After about 20 minutes, you pass a couple of guards who just give you a nod, but don't say anything to you. Another 20 minutes pass, and starting to get more wooded in the area. Bushes are starting to get much thicker, and trees in particular are starting to block out some of the lights.
On the roads, do we see any signs that these monsters have been around? Any more of the claw marks on the trees and stuff?
Hmm. Say roll perception. You don't really see any signs of anything. Everything just seems to be natural.
Cool.
The dirt road seems like it's relatively newly made. And there's been a lot of travel up and down it very recently. As you start to continue on, you start to see what seems to be a wooden wall made up of lots of large logs with a large open gates. In front of it stands two guards.
Before we can clearly see that, like when it's starting to come, Lucinda's going to start humming. Just random tunes, humming for herself.
Just very quietly to yourself, or so it could be heard.
So it can be heard a little bit, but just like if someone is standing near the cart, they will hear it, but not projecting.
Okie dokie. And so you start humming your tunes. The two guards, they do actually glance in your guys' direction, and they both seem to stand a little bit straighter. They're both holding spears. As you start to approach, I say you stop the cart around about where the character tokens are, where the map has just loaded. But the guards do not move forward any.
Who wants to do the introductions?
Oleg just
Oh.
blankly stares back at you.
All right. Got that letter, Lucinda?
Well, I guess that's me then. And was that I'll saunter ahead of the group?
I'll actually go with her. I'll shoulder the crossbow, but I'll walk up with her. Watch the cart.
Well, hello there.
The two guards stand a little bit straighter as you approach, and both of them have their eyes on Lucinda in particular. Hello, ma'am. How can we help you? What are you doing up here?
Looking for Lord Gunhill.
Um, um, uh, y- y- one of them looks towards the other one. You're not his mistress, are you?
I'm no man's mistress.
Oh, good. He is in the camp, but what is your business then?
We come from the capital. The king sent us
Oh, excellent.
to provide some support.
One of them immediately starts to go inside. The military's here. The military's here. Lord Gunhill. And the voice fades as he goes inside.
I'll lean into Lucinda. Were they expecting more men?
I think they were. Well, I'm not sure what they expected, but I don't think it was us.
A few minutes
All the more
pass,
fun.
and you see an aged gentleman striding out quite quickly. He has a short sword on his hip, but he seems to be quite dishevelled, but his clothing would say that he's quite reasonably wealthy. but it's been worn for a while, if you follow what I mean. He comes out and then looks at you, and then looks behind you, and then looks back at you.
Not Gunhill. Was
Yes.
that doing the appropriate, I don't know, bow, curtsy, whatever is appropriate to his rank?
I say you start to bow,
Addressing
then
him.
curtsy, and you kind of get confused, and you stop and do it
No,
again.
I don't get confused. Lucinda very well knows about these things, but I don't know
Let you off.
what you're gonna say is like
I'd
she's
say
doing
bow.
the appropriate gesture, like a
Stop.
woman would too.
Stops
Yeah.
before she starts doing cartwheels. So wait, you don't want to?
Screw it.
How
It was
are
unfair.
you the scouts?
We are the help you asked for.
He looks behind you again at your cart, seeing the halfling on it, and then looking behind that, seeing if there's more. I don't understand. I sent for help.
Yes, and we are help.
Where is the rest of it? I've
The
lost a lot of people here. What? No offense, but what is 4 more people going to do?
Well, it appears you might not have been the only one asking for help. We are what is sent.
No. My men have been expecting a lot more than this, and there's not many of us left. Fine. Come in. He turns and quickly walks back inside the camp.
I'll turn and wave the cart forward.
I say he brings it forward. He brings it to roundabouts here before getting out himself.
We've made a good impression already. It's going to be fun here.
Excellent. I should be half our ways away then. As you enter the camp, I'm going to say for each guard, there's actually about 4 people grouped around. They all seem to be in quite dirty armor, and none of them are in particularly happy moods. A lot of them are quite downcast eyes, clutching weapons constantly. Some of them sit, some of them simply lie in the dirt, just staring at nothing. I apologize for the camp. If you like food, we've got some food. We have a few basic provisions, but we've not been able to supply much. We don't have any more of the adventurers that we employed. Bad word spread around, and most of them stopped coming. So it's just the guards that you see now, and we've been holding the line for as long as we can.
Have you got any injured? I can help with that.
Most of the injured don't tend to stick around. We have a few back at the village, tucked away in a few of our homes. My manor has turned into a bit of a hospital of sorts, but if any have gotten through, it's been a bit of a hotspot for anything that's gone past us.
None of your men look very enthusiastic. I think I might be able to help with that.
Good luck with that one. Can't say a lot of my men have been too happy given how long they've been here and how long this has gone on for. And they were expecting a lot more than just 4 people.
Question.
Don't shoot the messenger.
How many were you expecting?
Well, any kind of issue as resulting in so much death normally would, at least get a regiment from the military sent. I don't know, maybe 50 people? 60? 100?
Statement. I understand your disappointment, but I assure you, we shall do our best.
You lost so many goddamn people here. It'd take years to even get the children back up to the same level as the bloody population we had. How many people have
Question.
fled?
Where is the source of the problem?
He points to the west, to where you see a wall here. The guards, none of them are looking in and towards you. The ones that are there are looking towards the west as well. The cave entrance is over there. We have tried venturing in many times. Normally, we've suffered casualties and had to pull back. Some parties have gone in, simply haven't come back out. It's not been particularly good, so we're just at a standoff, and we have to stop them when they try to make it out through the entrance. We tried collapsing it a few times, but that hasn't worked too well. So for now, we just have some pits and some people with sharp sticks.
Are they getting out anywhere else? Any other entrances to this cave?
No, luckily this has been the only one we've found. Since we've been here, the attacks on the village have generally stopped unless they get past us. Which happens every now and then because, well, we're not exactly trained, our guards. They're just people with sharp sticks that help to keep everyone in line, simply.
Care to describe what they coming out of the caves look like?
Oh, I can do better than describing. He
have
walks over
carcass?
towards this tent and pulls open the door to it. Inside on a table, there is a body of a creature. It's just grab a token. There we go. It's insectile with multi-jointed legs that end in claws at the front, razor-sharp teeth, and a kind of carapace-like body. It's currently got its sides smashed open, lying on a table. We tried dissecting a few of them. We normally burn the bodies, though. It seems to help ward off some of them from coming out, it seems.
What in God's name is that thing?
Well, truth be told, I was
Question mark?
hoping one of you could actually tell me that, because I have never seen anything like this in my life. And I've lived and grown up here for the past 54 years.
Would I've know any tales about this?
Roll general intelligence. Give you advantage given a bard.
And College of Lore, so this kind of stuff would be my background.
Mm-hmm.
Or rather, the heroes fighting that would be my specialty.
I'd say you've generally heard stories of large insects, but something like this doesn't seem familiar at all. You've never seen anything with the bipedal legs like this with large claws at the front. Normally, tales that you've heard of have been of things like giant millipedes, just giant regular-sized insects. So even to you, this seems odd.
Um,
Could
can
I?
have a closer look?
Yes, okay.
Go ahead.
So
Oh,
in
would you like
that
to have a look
case, stepping up to the table and looking at it a little closer, I'd like to see if it looks like this is one creature really, or if it's something that's kind of a composite. Like, are there any parts to it that would fit a different kind of creature? So, like, for example, are the claws like lobster claws, or do they feel insectile?
I'll say you won't even need to roll for this. They seem to all be part of the single creature. It doesn't seem to be any kind of an amalgamation. As far as you can tell, looking at it, it is natural. Well, have a good luck. There's plenty of them in there for you. If you're going to venture in there, not get scared and scurry off. With those
Um,
goddamn adventurers.
Can I
one
take a
more
look at it?
one more thing for the DM also might be for Alpha interesting. How large did you say this creature is?
This particular one, if it was stood, it would say about to your just past your knees.
Thanks. I'm
Yeah.
done with questions right now. Alf, sorry.
What's that?
Sorry, could I just interrupt for a moment? Are
Yeah.
you still okay for time? Alpha just noticed it's 8:30.
No,
Yeah,
no
we'll
need
need to
do
wrap
time.
up fairly soon. Yeah.
So I was getting immediate questions out of the way. So
Okay. Yeah, I was going to step up. Can I inspect this thing's wounds?
oh, yeah, go ahead.
Really, I'm trying to see how easy it was to kill. If I can ascertain that from its wounds.
It's roll a medicine check. Okay, it seemed to be actually quite weak. Seems like this has been hurt by a single heavy blow by something, and it's just outright cracked open its side. And once the side was open, it just died.
I'll lift my head up and turn to Lord Gunhill. Is this the biggest they come?
Well, I've not been inside the caves myself. I've only really helped out here. But I've been told there's bigger ones in there.
Looks like could be a young hatchling, maybe some sort of scout.
Maybe.
Do they come out in a swarm, in a big group, in small groups, single?
They tend to swarm.
Rough idea on the size, like how many animals per swarm?
I've seen groups of 3. I've seen a swarm of 20 try to make its way out. That was a fairly bloody night. We lost a lot of people that night. Some of them made it to the town.
Have you got any magic on hand?
We have a young wizard. He's currently not here. He's in the village at the moment, but he has been getting pulled quite far in all directions, you could say. He has seen a lot of death recently. It takes its toll.
Aye. I agree with that.
As Gunhill holds his head down a little bit, you see his head put to his side briefly. And you see his eyes go west. Then you start to hear it, the chirping. You hear a clatter of something against stone. And you see every single man in the camp stand a bit straighter, clutching the weapons. We'll end the session there.
Excellent.
A cliffhanger, I like it. Okay, so I believe we'll be back with this. What day are we looking to play next week, Doom?
Ooh, I need to have a look at my hours. To be honest, my hours are changing quite a bit, so I'm going to be able to give you a rough time for next week. Let you know properly later in the week, but currently stands...
Tuesday will not be available next week.
Okie dokie.
But
neither am I.
I'm actually off work that whole week, apart from Saturday and Sunday.
Probably be Thursday next week then, in that case.
Fair enough. I mean, obviously, this could be subject to change, but yeah, provisionally, Thursday at maybe roughly the same time.
Yes, that'd be the aim.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in that case, thank you very much, anyone here who is still watching. We shall speak to you next time. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, have a really good time.